So you were born right in Winnipeg.
Yeah, yeah.
And when did you take up guitar?
When I was 13. Yeah, I was about 13 when I took up guitar. My parents bought me this guitar, and then by the time I was 15, I had an electric guitar and I started playing casuals. Country, a lot of country, very little jazz. It was a lot of country and standards, and a lot of polkas. It was a Western group I got in with right off the bat. Prairie Pioneers, yeah. And accordion, saxophone, drums, and guitar. Right. And we traveled. I remember coming home like late at night. I was still going to school then, and boy, I'd be almost sleeping at my desk, But I had money, I was like, kids were, right. Were getting allowances from the parents and stuff like that. And I had these bucks. By 17, I joined the union. I was 17, and then I went and played a summer resort job. I don't know if you ever heard of Clear Lake, and that was one of the things all musicians wanted to play at was,
Who was the band leader?
Johnny Baring. Yeah, rest his soul. My first 2 years, 50 and 51, it was three saxophones, George Resnick piano, myself, and guitar and drums, and there was no bass. Johnny didn't put a bass in the band until about 54, somewhere around there. Eh? Huh. It was pretty odd, eh? You start with a bass as far as I'm concerned.
When did you take up bass? Was it just bass players were needed, so you picked it up?
Yeah. I was, did you know Paul Grosny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was Paul, I was playing guitar, and a lot of guys were hiring me to play guitar and on casuals and that. This is before the nightclub scenes, eh?
Right.
And sacrificing the bass for the guitar, which was unfortunate, but fortunate for me. I made some bucks at it.
Yeah.
And then one day Paul said, "You're going into some club. I think it was the Highwayman." And he says, "My bass player isn't feeling well. Doesn't want the job." He said, "The job's yours." And I said, "Well, I don't play bass. He said, "You can learn on the job." So Paul bought me the bass.
So that was my first gig on bass at the Highwayman. Huh. Yeah, and the stage was that small. It was really small, but it was a dance gig.
Right.
You got away with playing some jazz, eh? But it was mostly for dancing and stuff like that. It wasn't until after this we go into the Rancho where we played for a lot of acts. Right. So a lot of it was dance music and backing up. I think the first time I heard Lenny really play was at a jazz club. Come to think of it might have been at the Stage Door. And it was then after, that was Bob Erlinson took him under his wing.
Right.
So now he's playing jazz. Before he was a hip cowboy, You know what I mean? And then now he's playing jazz. When Lenny, when I first got to know him, I guess it was through Jimmy King, who sent him to my place. I told you about, he wanted to learn how to read.
So he had no clue how to read whatsoever?
No. I don't even think he was aware of notes on the guitar where to relate to what's on the music,
Right. To learn, what did you just put music on the stand and say, okay?
Well, I wrote out music for him. Okay. First of all, I told him what a whole note was, 2 half notes, 4 quarter notes, 8 eighth notes, this sort of thing, and how you counted them. Then write a scale, show him where that scale is, which he picked up right off the bat, and I'd say, well, now that's C there, you're playing the D there, and so forth. Now, we'll make that C a half note, we'll make the D, E a quarter note, this sort of thing. So we just stay in that one spot without, confusing him. He caught on to that fast enough, but like I said, it didn't last more than about 10 minutes. And he just said, oh, no, this is a waste of time for me. And it probably would be the talent he had, he's a bloody genius. So we just taught guitar, and I learned more from him that afternoon than I ever have in the last 2 years. He showed me quite a few things. He'd say, this is Barney Kessel's Mean to Me, and he'd play it. I said, wow, fantastic. He said, easy. He said, and then I just watched him. I had the guitar in my lap, and I had got it. Right. Yeah. Right. And then I thought it was so neat. I practiced it all bloody day. That was a very interesting day for me. Yeah, it really opened my eyes a lot. It's funny, Here he's coming to me to learn how to read, and I'm getting a wealth of knowledge from him, you know.
And then you guys had dinner, and Lenny brings it. I find that picture really funny. His guitar so he had it on his lap.
On his lap, he's eating and playing. Yeah, sitting at the table, you know, having dinner with us, and the guitar is on his lap. You know, we never said anything, and he'd take a few mouthfuls and then play it. I was just amazed by it all. And I wanted to get together with him again, but we never did, except for like playing, you know. See, I had a trio, the Viscount Gort, that was way out down Portage Avenue, and I forget the name of the hotel. The room was called the Viscount Gort, and had Lenny playing for me then. Del Wagner on drums, who's in Calgary. I don't know if you heard of Del. He's a black chap. Yeah. And Lenny on guitar and myself. Now, I'm trying to remember then. Yeah, it's about 62, 61, 62, somewhere in there. Okay. Yeah.
Then, what were you guys doing? Were you doing dance music and just...
No, this was just pub stuff. Oh. This was in a lounge, eh? Okay. So there's no dance music. So we could play all the jazz we wanted. Right. And Del sang. And that was the only attraction, him singing and Lenny playing the jazz, and that was it, you know. We got away with a lot of stuff there. And the people seemed to like us. And then Lenny left. With Lenny, it was a very short-lived thing. Right, okay. Every day I would come to work with that feeling of that Lenny was going to tell me he was going to quit at any moment, you know. Right. I don't even think he made a month. Well, I was bored with it. So I'm pretty sure Lenny was too. Right. The sameness of everything. It's funny. I don't know if all musicians are like this, but I could be scuffling for a job, needing the money badly, get one, and within 1 month I'm bored and sick and tired of the job, and it might last 3 years. Right. You know, and that's right. Even here when I came here, oh Christ, I had all kinds of work, club work, nightclub work, CBC work, and I was bored with it. I think that's why we all drank so much. You know, I was a group of heavy drinkers, and we drank a lot, eh?
Was Lenny into drinking?
No, a very light drinker. Mind you, Lenny never seemed to have too much money at any time, right. So we always bought drinks for him, you know. Right, and one night I'd laugh about Lenny. Jimmy King and I and Lenny are sitting in a lounge. I forget where it is, listening to somebody, and Kingo's forking up money, and I'm forking up money. Drink after drink is coming, and I don't know how much Lenny had. And then the bill would finally come, which was, you know, at that time, fairly enormous. And then he says, I think I owe $1 there, you know. He reaches into his pocket, and we all break out laughing, you know. I think I owe $1. He had a good sense of humor. Yeah, and King and I just break up. It was so funny. But Lenny was a hell of a nice guy. You know, he's kind. He's a kind soul, and he was naive. You know, about a lot of things. But yeah, Lenny's mind was on music all the time. I don't know why he never got hit by a car crossing the street, because it's all he thought about, eh? Lenny told me sometimes he goes to the bathroom. He takes the guitar with him in the bathroom. This guy was like 8 hours a day or more. Lenny, you know, he lived it. And I thought, I was envious of him.
And so you mentioned that you did another band thing with Lenny and the singer, Bill Courage.
Yeah.
Okay. So was that a gigging group? Was that a trio that was actually playing?
No. Bill worked for a sound outfit called Western Sound in Winnipeg, and he was dying to get into CBC. And we thought with Lenny, if Lenny was interested, we'd make a demo tape.
We went up to the nightclub I was working at. It was a Town and Country at the time, and Bill was working with Western Sound, so he just got a sound man come up with his tape, and Lenny and I and Bill, and I wrote the arrangements, which wasn't much at the time. But
do you want to hear part of it?
I'd love to.
Okay.
Yeah.
with love, I'll never fall again. Said adieu to love, won't ever fall again. For I must have you or no one. And so I'm through with love. I've locked my heart, I'll keep my feelings there. I have stocked my heart with icy frigid air. And I mean to care for no one. And so I'm through with love. Why did you lead me to think you could care? You didn't need me, for you had your share of slaves around you to hound you and swear with deep emotion, devotion to you. Goodbye to spring and all it meant to me. It can never bring the things that used to be, for I must have you or no one. And so I'm through with love. At the conclusion of the song, we suggest that quite possibly for the visual portion of the show that any of the musical numbers could be accompanied by either a film clip as close to the title of the tune as possible, if it was possible. But we feel because of the two-man band that we have here, there would have to be some assistance of this type. We'd like to now go into a number from the Broadway show, Oklahoma, Surrey with the Fringe on top. Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry when I take you out in the Surrey. When I take you out in the Surrey with a fringe on top. Watch that fringe and see how it flutters when I drive them high-stepping stutters. Nosy folks will peek through the shutters and their eyes will pop. The wheels are yeller, the upholstery brown, the dashboard's genuine leather. With isinglass curtains you can roll right down, in case there's a change in the weather. Giddy up there. Two bright side lights winking and blinking, ain't no finer rig I'm a-thinking. You can't keep your rig if you're thinking that I care to swap for that shiny little Surrey with a fringe on the top. Right now, at this portion of the show, we feel that we would feature the two instrumentalists with the group, Lenny Breau on guitar and Ray Moga. And every week we would like to feature either the guitar as an individual instrument with bass backing or some future programs, if any, two guitars. Right now, Ray and Lenny are going to kick off with It Could Happen to You. of endless spring. The murmur of a brook at eventide that rushes by a nook where two lovers lie. A great symphonic theme that Stella by starlight, and not the dream. My heart and I agree. She's everything on earth to me. This is the last number on the tape, and at this particular part of the show, we would like to do a folk song, either Irish or Scotch or something in that vein. However, for the tape, and to give you an idea of the timing of the show, we're going to do a number called That Old Feeling. I saw you last night and got that old feeling when you came in sight. I got that old feeling the moment that you danced by. I felt a thrill, and when you caught my eye, my heart stood still. Once again I seem to feel that old yearning, and I knew the spark of love was still burning. There'll be no new romance for me. It's foolish to start start for that old feeling is still in my heart. The moment that you dance by, I felt a thrill, and when you caught my eye, my heart stood still. Once again, I seem to feel that old yearning, and I knew the spark of love was still burning. There'll be no new romance for me. It's foolish to start for that old